Hello, my dear viewers. My name is Draco. I am the animator behind all the creative works on this channel, This Dragon. I've been working with animation for almost 3 years already. First with 3D animation, now with AI assisted rendering, because AI gives me an opportunity to do something that 3D animation with my very limited resources will never allow me to do. But what I'm recording now, it is not about AI, or it is not about the animation at all. This is about what's happening to YouTube and what is happening to Google. As some of you may know, my channel was demonetized several days ago for so-called inauthentic content. Apparently what Google understands as inauthentic content is basically everything where you don't see a talking head in front of a camera. So hundreds and thousands of animation channels get demonetized or even terminated without warning, without any attempt to simply look at them without appealing. My appeal was rejected in 2 minutes. No one ever watched my appeal video. I recorded video with myself in front of a camera where I showed how I create my videos, how am I doing motion capture with my home motion capture system. How am I animating this in DaVinci Resolve, in Unreal, in Blender? I recorded all of this, and no one, not a single person, watched this video. It still has 0 views in my YouTube studio, 0, after more than a week already. My second appeal was rejected, and when I tried to contact YouTube support on Twitter, they simply didn't respond. So, what can I do? If I was the only one, I could probably think that it's only my bad luck, but hundreds and thousands of animation channels are right now facing the same fate. And not just small channels like mine. Channels with hundreds, thousands of subscribers, channels with millions of views. They are getting deleted and demonetized in a second. Without explanations, without any chance to appeal, chance to ask, at least ask what he has done wrong. It doesn't matter. And as if this wasn't enough, the very second you are getting demonetized, you are also cut from contacting Google support. So they are basically removing you from their system, and in the same second they are removing your any chances of even asking why. I used to work as a software engineer with Android, with mobile phones, with Windows, with Linux, mostly with mobile phones, with Android. I was updating firmwares, routing phones, working with system level stuff. So, and I was doing this for many years, more than 20 years actually. My experience goes way before the Android even existed, because I started with Windows Mobile, and before Windows Mobile I started with Nokia Series 60. So I know the front end, what is happening right now, and I can ensure you that in the last years Google has become the most hated corporation on the planet, not just by me, by every technician, by every professional, every specialist who use it to work with Google products. Google, step by step, turning itself not in second Apple, please. Compared to Google, I used to hate Apple because Apple was a closed ecosystem. There was no freedom at all. They were dictating everything for you. They were decided what you can do with your own device, what you cannot do. For example, my first iPad I had to sell because I could not change keyboard in settings, because Apple did not allow to change keyboard in iPads back those days. So I needed to change keyboard because I bought iPad to write my books on iPad, and I could not change keyboard to write my books. There was no needed symbols on those keyboards, so I had to sell iPad. And so compared to Apple, Google has now become completely, I don't know the correct word, how much hated this company has become. They strip people from every sign of free will, from every sign of freedom, and from every possibility to express themselves. I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm not talking about creativity, I'm talking about normal, usual living. Google is stealing your data everywhere. Right now I'm talking I'm talking to DJI camera right now, and my mobile phone is placed on the table besides, and trust me, it is turned off, but Google is still listening and analyzing and training their AI systems, say Gemini or other systems, on my talk. And for example, it happened a lot of time already that me and my friends were talking about something near my turned off mobile phone, and after that I was starting to receive advertisements on this topic that I never ever received before. So this is not a conspiracy theory, this is fact that I personally faced it many times. But this is not a rant about Google, this is not a rant about YouTube. I'm a dragon after all. So, why am I recording this video? And why am I going to put it on my channel and show it to you? YouTube apparently has decided that the only content it needs is a talking head. They need a real person, not animated dragon. They need someone like me to sit in front of a camera and talk about something. For example, about how hated Google and YouTube has become. Because they don't care. Not a single living person will ever look at my channel or any other channel. YouTube is saying that they have audited some Indian company with 10,000 living reviewers, and they are paying them about $20 per hour for reviewing channel for inauthentic content. I really don't know what to say. I mean, the censored one, like my blue dragon loves to explain. Her name is Kaite. And those of you who watched my inauthentic videos perhaps know her. She's the main character in 44 Dragon Rules, she's the main character in other my films. But who cares about my films, who cares about my characters or anything? Google decided that animation channels or travel channels or any other channels where creator does not appear regularly in front of the camera, this is spam. They decided that advertisers just don't want this kind of content, and because advertisers don't want this kind of content, every kind of this content is just waste of their resources. Who cares about people like me who spent 16 years working for YouTube, who spent literally their lives trying to contact to their audience? I amassed about 6,000 subscribers. Of course, not all of them are active subscribers, but I have at least several hundred active subscribers who watch my videos, who love my creativity, who love my films. And before that, I had many thousands of readers. I'm a professional science fiction writer. I have 36 published books on paper in Ukraine mostly. And I was writing books for 30 years. But who cares? I'm making animations, I'm making 3D animation, and now I'm making AI animation. That means that I'm a spammer, that means that my content is inauthentic. So Google just doesn't want me or anyone else like me. Therefore, I decided to do the only thing I can to combat this, not by legal means, because this is mafia. What kind of legal threat can I pose? Because if I don't have money even to hire a lawyer to start anything, even to start suing them, it will need more money than I made in my entire life, even to start suing these bastards. But what can I do? The only thing I can do is to combat them on their own fields. So I will be creating this kind of short videos. Well, this particular one is already 12 minutes, so it's not going to be this kind of videos. I will be creating short, about 1 minute, 2 minute videos in front of a camera, where I will be speaking about animation, about AI, about what I think of all this situation. And I will also be creating real comments to my drone videos, because I used to make daily expeditions across Georgia on my 4x4. So I got almost 60 drone videos with very interesting places, volcanoes, old castles, fortresses, and so and etc., who perhaps not many people in the West are familiar with. So I will try to create some kind of series of Georgian history accompanied with my videos. Perhaps when in 90 days, in July, when I can be able to apply for monetization once again, those dirty bastards, I mean those bots and dirty bastards from YouTube, will see that my channel is no longer faceless, that I will be having a lot of real videos with myself talking in front of a camera, and perhaps this will convince them that I'm not a spammer, that I'm not a content factory that produces hundreds and thousands of faceless videos created in ChatGPT in 5 minutes on a conveyor. I spent 5 months for Animal Planet 2, working from 6 o'clock until the midnight. This movie squeezed me like a lemon. I was not sure if I will ever be able to complete, I will ever be able to continue working this video. I spent so much energy on this, and now it is all, how Americans say, went south. So Thank you, my dear friends, if anyone is still listening. I hope, but even if no one is listening, what can I do? I only can continue creating my dragon stories because dragons are my life. Dragons are my life. I am a dragon. This is, by the way, specially created for me. As you can see, it's me, my avatar. Goodbye. See you.